Hello, it's Ashley here for Not Too Shabby, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my design team project for this week. I will put the link below for all of the products that I use, and if you do head over to the shop, you can use my coupon code CRAFTYGIRL to save 10% on your purchase. So I'm going to be making these really cute little treat boxes today. I just fell in love with this stamp set that has these sweet little mice, and they're peeking over different sweet treats, and I thought this was just such a cute way to make a little treat box because you could put little goodies in there. I have a little tag on it, and there's a little sentiment that says, "How sweet." I thought that would be so cute on that little tag there. And I'm just holding these each up to show you. There is glitter on them. I don't know how well the camera will pick it up, but there is a ton of glitter on there, trust me. And I just use these really cute little scallop treat boxes, and I just think these will be so cute to put like little donut Timbits or little donut holes in, or little cookies, that kind of thing. You know those little tiny cookies that are like miniature? Those would be so cute in this little box. So I'm going to get started by showing you all of the products that I used, and then I'll get right into the process video. So I'm going to show you the stamp set that I used. This is a new company to me. It's called Sweet and Sassy, and this stamp set is called So Sweet Cocoa, and I think that the mouse's name might be Coco. Jamie has another stamp in the shop now, and it's that same little mouse, and he's peeking out of a little mailbox. So I used each of the three little images there with the mouse, and then I used that little scallop tag there. That is from the Lawn Fawn Tiny Tags Lawn Cuts. You get those 4 little tag dies there, and I will link that below as well. Then I used the Lawn Fawn Scalloped Treat Box, and I just love this so much. I've used it in a ton of projects, but there's just so many cute ways to use your stamps with it. I just love sharing it again and again. I used this adorable paper from Doodlebug. It's called Sugar and Cream, or excuse me, Cream and Sugar, and it just has some really bright, cute, sweet treat patterns. So I used that one with the donuts. There was one with little cookies and coffee, and there was a cute polka dot one. I also used this Doodlebug trim, and I used my black jelly pen and my white jelly pen, and I really think that they accented these stamp sets so nicely. It made that big nose shiny, and with that little white accent on the nose just looks so nice. So I'm going to get into the process video. I hope that you guys will enjoy. So to start out with, I'm going to stamp out my images. I'm going to stamp out each of those 3 images and also the tag. I'm using Lawn Fawn Jet Black ink, and I'm just putting it onto my acrylic block there and stamping it out. And I didn't get the best impression the first stamp, so I'm just stamping it again so I can get a nice dark impression. And these images are really nice and big. I love how big they are. There's great projects for little stamps, and there's great projects for big ones, and these are nice and big, and they're so cute. They'd be really great on the center of a card. And then I'm just stamping out that "How Sweet" sentiment, and it just fits so perfectly on that tag. So to begin the coloring, I'm going to color in those little chocolate chips using E59, and I'm just adding in the darkest portion. And then I'm going to use E57 to blend that out. And this stamp set makes me so hungry for sweet treats. I swear the last time that I colored it up, I definitely made cookies that evening, and I do blame it on this stamp set, so beware, because this sweet treat set definitely gives you cravings for sweets. Then I'm just using the E57 to color in all the darker shading, and I'm then blending that out with E55. And I love this stamp cookie. It has like little spots on it where you should add the shading, and I love that so much. Then I'm blending that out with E53. And it looks so cute, like a little chocolate chip cookie. Then I'm going to do that brown part on the cupcake using E55 and E53. And then I'm going to use that same color combo for the donut. So I'm adding E55 there to the darker portion under the icing there, and then blending it out with E53. And I apologize if you can hear little Diego, my dog. He's here cuddled up, and he's snoring and making little puppy sleepy noises, so I apologize if you can hear him. Then I'm just taking this pink color to do the frosting, so it is RV14. And I'm just adding it to the outside of the donut and then underneath the little mouse as well. And again, it has that little bit of shading there for you. And then I'm just adding a little bit of brown to the inside of the donut. Then I'm blending that pink out with RV13. And then I'm going to blend, I went out of the line a little bit, so I went back with the E55, and then I'm blending the rest of the pink out with RV11. And now I'm going to use the pink color combo for the cupcake liner, and I'm going in with the darker pink first, which is RV17, and then I'm going to go in with RV14, RV13, and then the RV11. And I'm sticking just with these basic colors just so that I don't have a whole bunch of different colors. I was happy with these pink ones. And then I'm just doing the frosting in RV13 for like a light pink frosting, and RV11. And I went out of the line just a little bit, so I used my white jelly pen to cover that up. And then for the little ears, I used RV13 and RV11. And I'm just adding that to all the little mouse's ears. They're so big and cute. I just love them. And I didn't do it on this project, but that mouse would look so adorable with a little bow on those ears, or on the middle of his forehead would look so cute. So that would be cute to add on if you make a project using this stamp set. So now I'm just using the gray color to do the mouse. I used C4 for the darkest color, and then I blended that out with C2. And these are two Copic markers that blend really nicely. And then I'm just taking my white jelly pen to add color into those little hearts that were on the cupcake. I'm using my black jelly pen to color in the nose and the eyes, and I did use R20 to add some cute little pink cheeks and put some 3 little white dots with the white jelly pen. And then I'm doing this mouse the same color with the C2 and C4. And again, I'm adding the little rosy cheeks with R20, and then I just add 3 little dots, and then I'm taking the black jelly pen for the nose and eyes, and once that dries, we will add the white accent to it. Now this one again is the same C4 for the darker portion, and then I go in with C2. And then the rosy cheeks are in R20, and then again with the little white dots, and the black jelly pen for the nose and the eyes. And I really think this like makes the stamp set is the black jelly pen. It just looks so nice with the little nose. And then I add 2 little white dots to his eyes and that little line on his nose. And that one wasn't quite dry, so I'll have to go back and do that part after. So while I'm waiting, I'm just trimming these out. I don't think that these come with coordinating dies, but if they do, I will definitely link them below. I just fussy cut these out because I didn't have the coordinating dies, if there is coordinating dies. So I'm just fussy cutting these out with my sewing scissors, and they weren't too bad to fussy cut since it's a large image, but around the tail is certainly very tricky. So I would definitely recommend coordinating dies if there is them, but if there isn't, the sewing scissors definitely work. So I'm just trimming around there. And then I'm going to go back with the white jelly pen and just add the dot, and I just do a little line and then I dot for the nose. So I'm taking the scalloped treat box die and just putting it through my die cutting machine. I used a 6x12 page, and it fits 2 of that die on there, and that's what you need for each little treat box. So for each treat box, you need to cut out 2 of that die so that you can put the 2 pieces together. So they both fit on that 6x12 page, and so I'm making 3 treat boxes. I'm making a yellow one, and this is going to be the green one. And then I'm also going to do a pink one. And if you have double-sided paper, I definitely recommend that, because that way when you open up the little box, there is a colorful design inside the box, which looks really cute as well. And that page, it was just not fitting. I must have trimmed it. When I cut the 12x12 page in half, I must have trimmed it a little bit short. So I took the other 12x12 sheet and just cut it out on that one. And now that I have all of my pieces, I'm going to use some white cardstock to trim out the little tags, and I'm just using that little scalloped one there. And I wanted to check if the sentiment would fit, so I just took the tag and the stamp and held it over top, and it looked like it would fit perfect. So I'm just cutting out 3 of those. And now I'm going to assemble everything together. So I'm just taking the box, and there's little fold lines on it, and I'm just folding all the little lines there. And then I'm going to do the same to the other one. And that little top part folds the opposite way, like outwards, because of the way that the box folds. Then I'm going to take my ATG gun for the adhesive, and that holds really well. I'm adding some adhesive on the bottom of the box and the 2 sides of those little flaps. And then I'm just going to add adhesive on those other little flaps there. And there is the little treat box. It's so easy to assemble. It fits a gift card perfectly. It would fit little tiny cookies. It would probably fit like 2 regular sized cookies, I'd say. And it could fit a ton of different treats, but it does fit the gift card. I have checked it to see if it would fit, and I did use these at Christmas time and put gift cards in them, and everyone who I had given them to really loved them. So it's such a cute little way to give a gift card that's different. So I'm just adhering this little green one together. And with the ATG gun, I found it's really sturdy. You can put quite a bit in these, and it's nice and sturdy. I put a nail polish in one at Christmas, and you know, like nail polish is a little bit more heavy, and it did hold really nicely. And the paper that I used for the treat boxes is Doodlebug paper. It's cardstock paper, so it's a little bit thicker than regular like scrapbooking paper. It's like a thicker like scrapbooking paper. So I'm just adhering this last little yellow box, and as you can see, it looks so cute with double-sided paper because you can see the little middle. So I've got all 3 of my boxes and my tags and my cute little mice, and now I took this cocoa paper and I wanted to put that on there. So I had taken a die, and I don't show this on camera because I end up changing it up a bit, but I die cut these 3 little pieces out, and it looks so cute, but it's just a little bit too big, and the die that came that was smaller than that was just a little too small. So I'm just trimming off the little doily part. I love that die so much, but it just didn't fit on the treat box. So by just cutting off that little bit, it fit perfectly. And that way it has a little bit of color behind it, and I thought it accented it because it had little donuts on it and cookies and coffee. So now I'm just going to adhere those little rectangle pieces, again using my ATG gun, and I'm just going to center them onto each of the little boxes. And it just adds a little pop of color there on the front of them. And then I decided that I wanted to put some twine on them, and this is the Doodlebug twine, and I did matching colors. I just doubled up the twine and tied it around. And then I just did a little bow on the side there. Then I took some double-sided tape because I wanted the little mice to kind of pop up and be dimensional from the box. So I'm just taking some little pop dot squares that I had. I just got these at my dollar store. And then I'm putting it on, and it looks so cute like that. I love it so much. And then I'm doing the same thing with this little guy here who's on the cupcake. So I'm just adding some pop dots there. And then I did the little twine again and put that on. And then this little guy's getting some pop dots. And then again with that little guy there, and I decided that that looked so cute like that, but I really wanted to use those tags so that I could incorporate the how sweet sentiment, and I just felt like when I put the tag on, it was a little bit too much. Even though it looks so cute, I just felt like there was just a lot happening there, so I do end up snipping the twine off in a few seconds that is behind the mouse there, but just for now, I'm continue putting these little tags on. I'm now looking back as I'm doing the voiceover. It probably would have been fine if I left it, but at the time, that's what I was thinking, that it was just too much happening. So you could definitely do like a few variations. You could do some with the tags and some with the twine behind the little mouse. So there is my last little bow. And so that is what they looked like. And at this point, I thought that twine just looked too much was happening. So I just snipped that off, and I think that looks better with the tags. And so then I'm taking my Spectrum Noir glitter pen, and that thing makes your stamped images so sparkly, and I'm just glittering those up. And so I'm just showing you the glitter there, and that was my project. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. Thank you as always so much for watching. Please subscribe for more videos like this, and I will see you guys next time. Bye now.